Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rashi Himalaya and today we'll be talking about Patrick Ta's new contour and bronzer duo. I love his blushes. These are his blushes. You've got the powder blush and then the cream blush right here. I really love these. I have all four of them. I've swatched them for you guys as well. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description box. But these are 10 out of 10 for me. They're worth the money. I'm gonna say go out and buy it. However, is that going to be the case for his new bronzer contour duo? That's what I'm here to answer for you today. Quickly, just from a size comparison, the bronzer contour duo is substantially bigger than the blushes. Let's get into the demo. So I'm going to apply the cream first and then we'll go into the bronzer. So I'm going to pick some up just on my middle finger there. It's a nice emollient texture. And I'm just going to drag it down. Then I'm just going to take a nice dense brush. This is a brush, Hourglass number 2, that I normally use for cream blush. And I'm just going to squeeze this in between my fingers just so that it's nice and flat. And then just going to pat that in. That is starting to look really nice. So this cream product does blend in very beautifully. I don't have a lot of trouble or anything like that to blend this in. And now you can see that it looks really like part of my skin. And it looks very natural. So that looks really beautiful. I really like how that looks. And let me apply on some on my forehead so you can see what that looks like. I'm just going to drag that across. So on my forehead, it is kind of hard to see because naturally my coloring is a little bit darker on my forehead than the rest of my face. But that is how, can you see that? That is how it looks like. And then just gonna blend it out. Now I don't have a big forehead, it's more on the smaller side, so I'm just going to leave that right at the top there. That's really about it. So I'm just gonna go into the bronzer now. So just gonna pat it, that color there, and then blend. So I picked up a lot of product, but it's not showing up too much. I'm gonna pick up more and just stipple it on. Yeah, now we're starting to see some color. So the thing with this bronzer is it's really sheer. I have doubts that I'll be able to use it in summer, but in winter, in the skin that I'm in at the moment, I just need to build it up a little bit and then you'll be fine. So that's the bronzer there. Now, did you notice how this bronzer doesn't actually blend that easily on top of the cream? So I haven't powdered my face or anything like that. I'm going with this bronzer straight on top of that cream, and it's not the easiest blend. I feel like I have to work just a little bit harder and have to swirl my brush with some firm pressure to really get this bronzer to blend out. Oh, and it's looking so much better now. Hey guys, so this is the next day and I've just woken up and this is how I look when I just wake up. Nah, jokes. I've got my NARS tinted moisturizer on and some concealer around my eyes. So what I wanted to show you, actually apply this slightly in a different way. So I ended up watching Patrick Ta's video to see how he applies it. The way I applied it is actually very different to what he does. I'm just gonna splay the brush like this and hold it like this. And then what he does is he dips into the product and then goes straight in, and he applies this product to a larger surface area. What I did was I just applied it where I wanted it and then blended it out. For me, that technique works really well pretty much for my face shape. But let me just try what he does. So I'm going to pick up this product, just going to apply that the way he did, which was he kind of applied it all over the cheek and not just in the hollow. Ooh. So this is a very soft application. I didn't pick up a lot of product, and this is what that looks like. So that looks really nice. I think his technique is probably easier than mine. Now he applied more product, so I'm going to go back in and pick up more of this. And then my concern is the more product you put on, it starts to look slightly muddy. Like, oh my god, the sun is the bane of my life. So this is how he applied the cream contour. I think it looks really, really nice. And I'm probably going to use this cream contour now this way rather than the way I applied it. Now, my concern with this cream contour is that for some of you, this is going to look muddy. I think for those of you who are very warm undertones, this is quite neutral. It's way more neutral than the Charlotte Tilbury or the Hood, definitely more neutral than the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Light. If you love these products, I love these products for my skin tone, this is going to be ashier, grayer than that. So keep that in mind. I don't think the contour shade is for everyone. Some of you will experience muddiness and you may not like it. Now, if you have this product and you're finding that it's a little bit muddy, what I highly recommend you do is just make sure you have a full face on. Make sure you've got a full coverage foundation or at least a medium coverage foundation. That way you can kind of cancel out any of the natural darkness on your face, and when you apply this on a freshly applied foundation, the chances of it looking muddy are going to be greatly reduced. And then you can go in with a warm tone bronzer right on top and you'll be fine. So that's the way to make it work in case you have it, in case you think it already looks muddy on you. So on me, I quite like this contour shade. Yes, it's a lot more gray and cool tone than what I'm used to, but I think it works really well for my skin tone. I'm gonna build it up just a little bit more. I felt like he went quite heavy and I'm being super cautious. Ooh, now we're talking some chiseled cheekbones right here. And this is the problem right here. When I build this up to this level and I keep adding more product, it starts to look muddy. But before that, you saw it with less product, it doesn't look muddy at all. So that's the cream contour. Then what he does, he stipples his bronzer right on top. So what I did before was I was going in and blending the bronzer out like this. What he does is takes a bronzer and then he just pats it in. He doesn't actually do these motions, which is probably the reason why the bronzer was catching on the cream contour. And what he also did is actually set the model's face with some powder. Now I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury because, you know, it's my trusty powder. I know how it works. I'm going to pick up some powder and I'm going to apply it similarly to what he does. Now he doesn't go and set this area, but he kind of just taps that blender around in this area. So you get a little bit of powder diffusion here. And then I'm going to go in with actually a fluffier, bigger brush. And then I'm just going to pat it in. So I'm going to pick up the bronzer. And just patting the bronzer in. Going back in for a second go. And this is how it looks like. So you guys tell me what you think how it looks. It's a little bit too neutral for my personal preference. That is it. It's just a personal preference here. It's just a little bit too neutral. If it wasn't, I would have loved it. Here we go. And that looks really nice. I'm looking in the mirror here and I don't see any patchiness or any clinginess or anything like that. So definitely the application method is really important. How you apply these products is going to dictate whether this is going to catch on you or not. So this way that I've applied it, just looking at Patrick Ta's video, this looks really, really nice. So I don't think this is a product for everyone, but if you have it, you can make it work. Absolutely. So should you buy this duo? I don't think there's a straight up yes or no answer to this duo. If you're someone who prefers sheer bronzers and you like bronzers that are slightly more on the neutral side, for example, ABH Saddle or Charlotte Tilbury's bronzer in the shade medium, then I think you will really, really like this. And I think it's going to be worth the money for you. Now, if you are someone who does not like sheer bronzers and you want your bronzers to be warm, this may not be the option for you. After seeing all the swatches and the demo, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know there'll be some of you who will really love this product and there will be others who won't. So I'm hoping with this video that I've given you enough information for you to make a decision on whether you want to buy this product or not.